Hello, I'm Jeff Stanley with Standley Handcrafted, and today we're going to be talking about minimum orders and what to do when you're reaching out to a potential client or shop that you want to get candles into their store, or when somebody reaches out to you to get candles for their shop. Now, this is a question I get a lot. This is going to be a quick video because it's real straight and to the point. And again, if this is definitely just my personal thoughts on this one, but a good idea for people who are just starting out to make sure that you're setting yourself up for kind of success when you get your candles into a shop, especially when people are only ordering a small amount for the first time. Now, a lot of people when they're first starting out, they're usually getting small orders. They want to test it out. So most people are asking, how many candles do you sell to somebody? How many do you put like a minimum order? Do you put a minimum scent list? And I'm going to tell you exactly what I do when somebody contacts me to ask about wholesale pricing and getting into stores. And the only reason I would say to create a minimum, so when somebody reaches out to me and asks about my wholesale pricing and candles and everything like that, I send them of course the whole list and the pricing, which I've gone over in previous videos. I show them the jars that they can choose from, and of course the different scents that I can put in the candles for them. And then along with that, I also let them know that my minimum order is 24 candles. So now that's pretty low, especially for a bigger company. Most people are going to start out like a 50, 60, closer to 100 plus if you're a large shop or anything like that. But 24 is a good amount for kind of any beginner or even intermediate candle maker, because for one, it gives them enough candles to get a real good sense of how well they're going to sell. And of course, it makes the act of making the candles profitable for you. So doing 24 candles properly priced at good wholesale prices, you're going to make a nice profit off of that, so that you're not kind of putting yourself out for a good day or two for just like 6 candles. So when somebody reaches out to me for candles, I let them know that it's a minimum 24 candles per order, or for the first order, and then a minimum of 4 cents. And the reason why I would say you want to make sure that you get a minimum of 4 cents is it gives them kind of a good variety, because I've had a lot of people reach out to me who only want to get 1 cent or maybe 2 cents, and sometimes they just want one that's blended. Now, that's not a bad idea if you know the retailer or the shop or the person that's getting these from you. So if it's somebody that you sell candles to all the time and they know what they're doing, I would definitely do that. But if it's a new person or a new shop, I definitely don't recommend doing 24 of the exact same candle, because if they don't know what they're doing as far as picking scents, they can pick a real bad mix or just a scent that doesn't sell very well. So basically, what that kind of comes down to is if you were to make 24 candles of a single scent, send it to a shop, and they put them in there and then they just don't sell because they didn't know that like lavender or whatever it is just doesn't sell well in that area, or they could have picked something like Nag Champa, which is awful. But so depending on the area, Nag Champa sells extremely well, but in certain areas, it's not going to sell at all. So you definitely don't want to get a customer who comes to you, orders 24 Nag Champa candles or whatever scent you want to call it, and they just sit in the store and then they think your candles just don't sell very well. So this is the exact reason I say you have to pick a minimum of 4 cents. And that basically gives somebody a variety, and it sets you up better down the road for kind of future business. So if they happen to pick 2 or 3 scents that work really well and one that doesn't work well, they're going to know that the candles still sell, they just happen to pick a bad fragrance, which in the long run is definitely better for you, because they're going to know that the scent that they chose just wasn't a good seller and it wasn't your candles. So I would definitely recommend at least 24. It just puts the candles at a good number so that you're making a profit. It gives them a fair amount of candles for a good price. And then of course the 4 different scents just leaves them with a good variety for their customers who are coming into the shop to pick from. Now, as far as suggesting scents to them, I usually don't do that unless they ask for it. Most people have a good idea of what they want to get in, but every once in a while, I'd say probably about half my wholesale orders, people will ask what's a good seller. And this is where you definitely want to go to. You want to make sure that you know the season. So if you're shipping something in the winter, fall, or spring or summer, you're probably going to lean towards some of those fragrance oils that sell better in those seasons. And then of course, if you've been doing candles for a while, or if you've been selling quite a few of them, you're going to know exactly your go-to scents. So something like a driftwood sells extremely well. So I would definitely recommend a driftwood if they're looking for more of like an earthy tone or an earthy scent. And then if they're going towards a floral, I always recommend lavender or plumeria. A lot of people don't know what the plumeria smells like, but it's an extremely good seller. And then of course, everybody knows what lavender is. So lavender is an easy one to choose. It's a real basic scent. So there's definitely a couple things to really keep in mind, and it's gonna set you up for future success with your wholesale orders and people coming back for repeat business. Now, again, that doesn't mean that my personal opinion on this one is exactly right. This is just what I've found over the last couple years that works extremely well. And if, of course, talking with other candle makers, this is along the lines of what they do as well. And again, if you do have any different opinions on this one or something that you do differently for wholesale orders, please let me know in the comments down below. And of course, over on the DIY Facebook group, there's a lot of people talking about this one. So please jump over there if you're not a member already and go ahead and sign up. And of course, I have all the social media platforms listed in the video description down below, as well as links to everything that I talk about in the videos. Somebody asked about the camera that I use, so I have a link down there for that so that you can see what kind of camera I use. I have wick holders, a lot of different oil websites. Everything is listed in the video description down below. And if you'd like to reach out to me personally and ask me questions, please feel free to do so. I have my website and the email listed in the video description down below, so please feel free to send me an email anytime. And of course, if you liked the video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more. Thank you.